YouTube, what is up? We are back with a follow-up with KJ and his life after leaving Jehovah's Witnesses. Because this been a story, a real behind the scenes.
So valuable. Literally, if you guys have not catch the other parts, you need to go check that out before you even watch this one, okay?
He said.
It's necessary.
Yep.
But KJ, we would love to get back into your story. We want to know about what life has looked like after leaving Watchtower, and like I know you said it was relief, so that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a relief, of course. Again, it was a little scary, a little stressful. But my family reacted kind of reasonably. I was very surprised. I expected to
Well,
never hear from any of my JW family again.
Yeah.
I was fully mentally prepared to do that. Um, when I was leaving, I literally cried for maybe 3 minutes. I cried for the relationship that I had with my mom, my stepmom. I knew we were very close, and I knew that that was not going to be the same.
Yeah.
And that I literally was 3 minutes of tears of that. Everything else was like, I am so happy to finally not have to do this anymore.
You were at
And
your rope. Yeah.
I had, so, my mother and all her family were not JWs. So,
yeah.
and all of my family there, we've had a very rocky relationship for years. So I was excited to be able to rebuild that, repair that, and move forward with that. So we're doing that. I was excited to be with them on holidays. I still don't believe in Christmas. I don't,
Yeah.
I'm agnostic.
Mhm.
So I still don't really believe in those holidays, but I will go just to be with my family. I had a niece, so my sister's baby was born, and I went to her first birthday, so I didn't miss that. So that was great.
Oh,
Um, and um, and I went back to school because I want to level up in my career. I've been in the dental field for years, so I want to do a level up there when I get my license to be a hygienist, and I have a kind of a goal. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not, because all the in the medical field, you know how it is. They're like, why don't you just be a practitioner?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, why don't I? Oh, yeah. So how about I just go be a doctor? Like just
Right.
because it's that easy. But it is kind of in the wings. I may do it. We'll see how I feel about being a hygienist after I get out of school. Currently my prerequisites are done. I'm just waiting to get accepted to a school.
Well, good for you.
okay.
Congratulations.
So that's where that is. I moved out of the Bethel area, thankfully, finally. Um, and yeah, so yeah, my JW family, um, it's a very touch and go thing.
Mhm.
Um, it's just how it is, but we respect each other, and yeah, we just kind of leave it at that. Um, yeah, and it's been, I would say it's been more financially and physically tough. Um, I would like to shout out the Liberati. I don't know if you guys know about them.
Of course.
They've been so, so, so helpful.
Yeah, good.
Not just to me, but to a lot of people with, uh, physically helping, and just mentally helping, like find spaces and, vent and finding friends and, all that. So that's been super helpful. Hanging out with them and getting to know them. And yeah, meeting new people, XJW or not, has been great.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I look forward to what's next, and I don't like adventures. I don't like this at all. I don't like journeys. I don't like adventures. I I like to have my when I want and it's not here yet, and I want it to be here. So I'm trying to just be patient with that part. Because the world, the whole system is all like, the society is a social construct, and you got to go through the constructs in order to get to the next thing. It's like, I know I can have this by now, so I'm just trying to just think of life that way. Just you'll get it.
Yeah.
Timing is everything. Just take it one step at a time. So I'm trying to enjoy the moment, but I'm an INTJ. I want to let's go, please.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like anything holding me back. So especially after all this being held back for so long.
Right.
Are you ready to
Yeah,
go?
yeah. I'm dating people, whoever I meet, making friends, and yeah, just trying to enjoy life going forward. It's nice to be able to have the freedom
Yes.
and like really know what freedom is.
Yes.
Um, mentally, I have been able to like definitely an upgrade mentally. Panic attacks, anxiety attacks, definitely all-time low.
Mhm.
Um, and then looking forward to hopefully settling down. I do want to settle down. Like I want a partner, I want kids in a house and all that stuff. So that's, the end game for me. So I'm gonna uh strive for that. And yeah, we'll see how the rest goes. With all the changes that the JWs are doing in the organization right now,
Yeah.
that's kind of the reason why my family's been kind of chill with all this
Right.
Yeah.
because they're just like, you know what?
Something's happening
So
here.
some people are just like, well, can't blame you,
Yeah.
We'll hang
Yeah.
around until the end gets here, but until
Right.
then, we don't know what's
Yeah,
going on. That's kind of the vibe.
What do you
yeah.
think are like the core of some of these changes? Like with you having the history of being in Bethel and being able to see kind of the Toni Morris thing up front, do you think that maybe he left, like he saw that these changes were about to come and he was like, no, like this is not what I originally signed up for.
Hmm.
He wasn't having any of it. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah.
He wasn't having any of it. Somewhere around North Carolina, Uncle Tony is in a rocking chair with a glass of Hennessy, and he is like, I ain't touching it. And
Don't not to do this.
Yeah.
he it was a numbers game, I think. I think it was a numbers game. Hypothetically, I think some of the old timers might have want to say, keep him. And the kind of the newer ones, Cook and Sanderson, and maybe one of the older ones were like, he should probably go. And they didn't have the numbers. Um, realizing now that the two new members before him being deleted had come on before he got deleted, it was pretty obvious what had happened.
Hmm.
They appointed to delete him,
Yeah.
which is like a normal elder body. A lot of elders are appointed around the same time where they get on the body and they have to vote to delete someone. So that kind of happened, and the timing is a tell-all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soon as he came on, now you got a majority. Or
Right.
right, soon as he's gone, those two came on. Now you got a majority. You do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never have to listen to the old regime again.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let that last update was the first time I saw Let uncomfortable. You could see
Yes.
it
He looked
in
like
his
he was
face.
tweaked out, didn't he?
Too, like something about him is looking very different in
Yeah.
this video.
He's uncomfortable with
Yeah.
having to say that.
Yeah.
I think so. It's kind of you. I don't know if this is a fact, and somebody out there probably can correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody who has more knowledge about this, um, that if the governing body was not on the same page
Mhm.
about something, then the person who was not on the same page would be the one to announce it, um, just so that he could show that he was still on board with unity of the governing body.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
I could see that.
Hmm.
I kind of vaguely remember something like that happening. So, Splain, he gave a morning worship not too long ago about pushing forward with the Ramipo project, even though we may feel that it's not Jehovah's will because there's so many stops that have happened.
Mhm.
And that was wild to me too. Like when they announced Ramapo, I was like, why are you not doing this? Because we
What is
literally
that?
just Ramapo is basically the second half of Warwick.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're doubling the size of their headquarters, which we were told we were downsizing.
Mhm.
And there was no reason to build anything else. So why are you having another project? So that didn't make sense. Then there was all this stuff that kind of was just like, yeah, we probably shouldn't be doing this. The town wouldn't let us build, and there was delays, delays, delays. And it was like, I think it's Jehovah's will that we don't do this. And they didn't care.
Yeah.
So um, I think maybe Splain might have been one of the ones that was not on board. He said maybe we should just focus on other things. But they pushed on with it, kept it moving. Um, so, the old regime, they don't have a say anymore. It's a
No.
wrap for them. The new regime, the anointed 144,000 number is clearly off.
It's going on too long.
That's going to be a change. Like,
I
actually,
Yeah.
I almost feel like they would have to change it like
they
the
have
generations
to.
They're gonna have to come
Absolutely.
up with a new rule or something.
because it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. And people are recognizing that it's not making sense
Yeah.
and still has not come. Like there had to have already been 144,000 people
Mm-hmm.
have been anointed, who have passed on out of millions.
Yeah.
At least give us a number. Like, all right, what number are we at then?
Or
Yeah.
By now,
just admit the fact that you got the scripture wrong, that it is not a literal scripture.
Mm-hmm.
that would wrap a whole.
That-
all right, so
That would
wait a
point their
minute. So
numbers, I
so what
think.
about the rest of us? And
Exactly.
Right.
heaven, and what about? It's like a damn if I do, damn if I don't.
Exactly.
Or damn if you do, because that would probably tank the number of their members, because that's a huge pinpoint, a huge
Mhm.
middle point of what Jehovah's Witnesses believe.
Versus
Yeah.
everybody else who say, we going to heaven, and Jehovah's Witnesses like, well,
There's
not
a
everybody.
number.
Mm-hmm.
Now what happens with this number?
Right.
Yeah.
And it would
And-
almost confuse the whole paradise teaching as
Yes.
well. You know,
Yeah.
like it's a rabbit hole there.
Yes. The new members of the governing body, all the new 4 members, which is a ridiculous number of new members. That those guys, I go back and forth on them. I
Mhm.
never met them. I met every member of the governing body, except from Cook on.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I never met these guys, so I don't know anything about them. But what I can say is if they are young elders, like obviously they are,
Mhm.
that they and they're sincere, like I was,
Mhm.
and a few of my friends who have left were also sincere young elders. What we got when we got on the body was not at all what we were expected. We were not prepared for it.
Right.
We were having to clean up messes that they had made.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I feel like the new members of the governing body are looking at the organization as a whole. Now they have the ability to change things that they may have lived through and said, this was uncomfortable. This is unnecessary. Now they can say, yeah, toasting is stupid. Birthdays is stupid.
You're just stupid.
Mother's Day, Father's Day, Thanksgiving, we already celebrate anyway. Like
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff that they can just rip up and say, we're not doing this anymore. Like, we're not doing this anymore. Like, why are we doing this? If it doesn't have a real scripture, why are we doing this? So I think that, you know, going forward, I know just talking to PMO witnesses now, they're like everyone in the organization is saying birthdays are next.
Wow.
And the first line of defense to something being a good change or not is the Bethel family. And as the Bethel family, they voice their opinion as well. And whether I'm pretty sure they're talking about it too.
Yeah.
And it's like, so like, hey, so toasting, but now what? I'm pretty sure, I mean,
What's next?
birthday's got to be on the list. And like I said, 50% of the Bethel families from California. So,
Mhm.
and they already do what they want in California.
They do.
So-
My mom's from California, and did you know they had a whole like Jehovah's Witness school over there for like elementary, middle school, high school?
Mhm.
And my mom said that she was sent to it whenever she was younger. But usually the people that were sent to that Jehovah's Witness school was the Jehovah's Witness kids who were like being bad. Sent them to the Jehovah's Witness school. It was worse.
Yeah. Like Juvie or something.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, I see a lot more changes. If it was so easy for them to change the speaking to disfellowship people rule, which is one of the core things that you don't do in the cult, then they can easily change anything else. And that's why it's so sickening that they don't change anything with the CSA thing. Why is not
Something important.
they're not doing anything important?
Mhm.
Like people still unaliving themselves because they're being shunned hard. People still being victimized because of CSA, because of their 2 witness rule. There's still blood issue going on. People still dying because of that.
Yes.
Like, come out and say, hey, blood is a conscious matter. They're never going to say that it's to not abstain from blood. They're never going to do that. Too many lawsuits there. But they can say complete conscious matter. They can say the 2 witness rule will not apply to CSA. They can easily say that.
Yes.
But the only danger with that is people are like, what's CSA? And then next thing you know, boom, all of this, because if you ask the average Jehovah's Witness, well, what about the CSA case? What are you talking about? Like
They don't know about
so
it.
they can't, I don't think the governing body can afford to bring that topic up because it will wipe out half the organization. That is like the biggest under the rug secret or people taking their lives. They don't know that this is a thing inside of here.
Yeah.
That's probably the last thing on their list that they want to touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's sad for the people who do know, especially the elders.
Yeah.
If you know this and you haven't done something or try to do something about it, then it's kind of, you got a little blood on your hands too because you're part of the problem. And I'm like,
how can you say that you have,
Roadblocking.
how can you say you have blood on your hands if you don't go out in service, but you don't have blood on your hands if, situations like this are happening and the shooting and people taking their own lives and even people who have been through CSA cases who have taken their own lives because of this mental torment that they have gone through. And it's a whole thing.
Because they still in a way protect the brother's reputation or the organization's reputation because we talk bad on all these other religions. We can't afford to have y'all knowing that we the same as everybody else.
Exactly.
So we might tell a couple parents.
Yeah.
Or if it happened a long time ago, we won't really bring it up to new people in this congregation. So maybe only a couple, two and few know about this brother. So it's still, like you said, they blood guilty. They can't really say anything.
Right.
Those three main issues need to change. I would never go back, not even for like a face, whatever, or for my family or whatever. I couldn't just because even if they change those things, too little, too late. You had every opportunity to say this. Also, that's tainted my view of religion and the Bible completely. So I can't trust it. And, like I said, I'm agnostic now, and I'm very, very, very comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And what was it, JT? Was it JT that said I would rather have questions that aren't answered instead of answers that I can't question?
Oh, that's so good. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good. And
that was
true.
That's the whole gist of cult life. You can't really question anything.
No.
You have to obey the governing body no matter what. And I'm like, no.
Leadership is part of a cult.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why? Are you doubting God? Oh no, I'm not doubting God. So that's what I always say. If a God gave you a rule book that everybody can't understand, why would he punish you for not following the rules? It shouldn't divide Christianity into 45 different denominations off of one book. It should be as clear as day if your life depends on it.
Yep. And then on that they try to hide it under this guise and wrap it up all pretty like, oh, it's you not having faith. No, it's me having a questioning spirit. And don't demonize the fact that I have questions. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense.
It's a genius business plan. I always say, in what other world do you have this? I'm going to sell you an invisible product. And if the product don't work, it's your fault.
Yeah.
That's religion.
That is.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah. 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 I mean, I feel I don't know how I feel about the guys that I kind of mentored or kind of, helped along the way, because they're doing the full PME thing right now. All I can say is, I hope that if they do somehow have questions, lean into them. Trust your gut. Don't do anything you're uncomfortable with. Don't tell the elders anything. Ever, never. And move on with their life and don't be afraid because you're young. The younger, I wouldn't say the younger the better, because I don't know what I would have done if I had left when I was 16.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, if you start having doubts and you just want to be careful with everything, start stacking your money a little bit, make some friends outside the org, and then start learning about things and read a book or go to school or something.
Read a book.
Do something worthwhile.
Yeah.
Don't just be like, oh, I'm tired of my parents, I'm leaving. You're out on the street, you have nothing. Have a plan and work that plan.
Yeah.
And you're on your own time and you don't have to hurry up and wake up and get out today. Like you said, take your time And most importantly, I like how KJ said, you don't owe them an explanation.
Nope.
So yeah, you can, if you don't feel like going to service, you don't have to say, well, I'm going through, I was tired, or I just got stuff going on. You don't owe them no explanation on why you're not going to the meeting or giving a comment. It's up to you. And this is something that I heard this past week. Bobby Hemming was saying, somebody was telling him, man, this brother at this church, he need to wake up, man. You need to wake him up. And he said, he where he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
At that time frame, like you said, it was a time frame where somebody would have presented this stuff, we would have, I ain't no, that's devil, that's Satan. We can't hear that. So the people that are still in right now, they exactly where they're supposed to be right now.
Yeah.
And at some point, if it's for them to wake up, they'll wake up when it's time, or when they getting tired of having these questions or fighting against who they really want to be. They're gonna get to that point where it's like, let me Google this.
Yeah.
When it's time for them, just like we all had a time.
Yeah.
We got to a point where we had to have experiences or see things and see it a few times before we were ready to be like, all right, something ain't right with this organization. And so we all on our time. And
yes, we always compare it to like a domestic violence relationship. You know what I mean? You can't pull somebody out of that relationship, because at the end of the day, it's going to take for them to go back over and over and over again until they decide within them, you know what? I don't deserve this. I don't need to be in this kind of situation, and I need to go. You know what I mean? It takes for somebody to have a catalyst point like that, even within people who are in this cult. Like, you can't wake anybody up at the end of the day. You know what I mean? All you can do is provide the tools and the community and everything for whenever people do start having the questions and do decide, you know, like then that's what this community is for.
And that's what a rabbit hole is for, because when you're ready for it, it's there for you. It's already prepared for you.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I want to get stuff like this out. I want to just say it. That way it's there. I don't have to say it again. I could, as I move on with my life and I get more and more busy with my own goals, it's going to be harder to remember things. It's going to be harder to care about these things. And and I just want to make sure I say it so that you hear it from me and it's there and you can reference it. So that I don't have to keep having this conversation. It's like, okay, let's get it out there, have it there, put it in the rabbit hole. Go ahead, go through your process.
Thank you so much for that. You have added so much value. Is there anywhere that people can find you at if they want to?
Let me see. I do have a public TikTok, but it is bare bones right now. It is called Before I Care Less. It is
like that.
It's it's just B, the letter B, and then there's the number 4, and then the rest is all I care less, one word. All of it is one word, and it's all the letters are lowercase. So, but it's literally bare bones. It's public, but it's just me putting like some dotted lines on things, and I'm like still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. When I get out of school, it'll probably be bigger. But it's there. It is there, and I'll probably do some more stuff. Like I'll probably just post some videos I've done.
I don't mean to tell you this because you could do whatever you want with it. Like, you need to, because you do offer, I think, a lot of value to this community. You know what I mean? Especially just with your story in general and where you're at now. I think that your story needs to be heard, and we thank you so much for coming onto our platform to give that.
Can't argue. It's hard enough to argue with XJWs, but the most people arguing with just a regular witness.
Yeah.
What can you tell somebody who was in Bethel, somebody who was an elder, somebody who served in foreign languages? Like, what can you tell this person? They was there, they seen it, right? They had the book that we can't see.
Yes, exactly. So
So I don't know. I do plan on putting more stuff out there. I'm gonna try and do it as early as possible so that when I get tired of talking about it, it's still there.
Yep. Yes, thank you so much, KJ. And thank you for giving us your information. So this was our interview with him, you guys. Make sure to catch us in our next video. Go ahead, do your outro.
All right, so you got KJ's information. Hit us in our comments. We have our Instagram at Awaken Truths IG, our TikTok at Awaken Truths LLC.
We have our healing journals. We have the normal edition as well as our PMO edition for our PMOs.
Surely.
And yes, catch us in our next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you think about this amazing interview.
For sure. All right, peace.